people want to be more like you. And you know what? For the fate of humankind, I think it would be great to have more Elon Musks. So what do we need to do to become more like Elon?
Elon Musk, people call him the real-life Tony Stark, right? One of the greatest entrepreneurs of our time. Now, regardless, is he perfect? Of course, no one is perfect. I'm not perfect. Elon is not perfect. Has he made some mistakes? Absolutely. You know, smoking a joint on Joe Rogan, maybe you've seen that video on Joe Rogan. It doesn't matter. He is one of the entrepreneurial geniuses of our time. So today we're going to talk about the 9 rules, the 9 top rules of success from Elon Musk.
Well, I seem to have a high innate drive, and that's been true even since I was a little kid. You know, I really had a very strong drive.
I think most successful people, they are successful because they have this internal drive. They have this internal fire, you know, this fire under their belly, they want to do something, that they want to create something, they want to make something great. They want to do something no one's ever done before, right? They don't want to settle. They don't just want a 9 to 5. They want greatness, right? They don't need to watch motivational videos to be motivated. They are self-motivated. No one has higher expectation for Elon than Elon Musk himself.
I spend about half my time on SpaceX, about half on Tesla. To be precise, and like a normal week would be Monday at SpaceX, then Tuesday, Wednesday at Tesla, Thursday and half of Friday at SpaceX, and then the remaining half of Friday is at the Tesla Design Studio, which is adjacent to SpaceX, and then the weekends are with my kids.
Elon Musk manages his time very, very wisely. While you have to when you are running 2 massive companies, when you're involved with projects that big, right, that huge, that you have to manage your time. The good thing is this, you and I, you have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You and I, we have the same time as Elon. Elon has the same amount of time. Elon has the same time resource as you, right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It all depends on how you invest your time. How do you use that time wisely, right? How to use your time efficiently? That is going to dictate how successful you'll become.
Beginning, I expected that, I thought we would fail. I thought that was the most likely outcome, by far, actually. I thought maybe 10% chance of success for SpaceX, something similar for Tesla. And if you look at the track record of space startups and car startups, it's pretty bad. So it's not from the standpoint like, wow, if you were to rank order and say, I'm going to start a company, what's like the highest return on investment for the risk? Like right at the bottom of the list of the least desirable would be something in space and cars. You know, it's a graveyard. So so I don't want to be complacent at this point, but we came very close to both Tesla and SpaceX and Solar City all dying at the end of 2008.
You see, a lot of people, they look at Elon Musk and look at what he's built today, but they don't know, like you said, at that time, both companies were very, very close to basically going out of business, right? You see where they are today, but the hardship, the difficulties, the challenges, what Elon has to overcome, getting money, growing the business, educating the marketplace, when everyone thinks, oh, your success rate is so high, chance of you losing everything is so high, but yet he was persistent because number one, he was driven, but he knows what it is that he wants to do. So you want to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to make sacrifices? Are you willing to push forward, persevere, regardless, in spite of the whole world thinks that you cannot do it? They doubt you, they don't believe in you, but do you still keep moving forward and strive and achieve your goals?
It's economics 101. Whatever you incent will happen. If you incent one thing, that thing will tend to happen more than the other thing. If you incent another thing, that thing will happen. And so the economics should favor innovation.
And this is particularly important to protect small to medium-sized companies, because it's sort of like trying to grow a tree in a forest. Like, it's real hard for a new company to grow. When it's just a seedling or a sapling, it needs a lot more protection than if it's a giant redwood or something like that. So, very important to give support to small and small to medium-sized companies on the innovation front. They're the ones that need it more than the big companies.
You see, most people, when they think of being innovative, right? They think about, I want to create something new. I want to create something that no one has ever seen on this planet Earth. I want to do something that no one's ever done before. I want to create this technology, right? I want to have this invention. Well, I believe there's a difference between being inventive and innovative. Inventive is you have to be creative. You're inventing a new technology, a new product, a new service, right? And something that no one's ever done it. However, being innovative, I believe, is something different. I don't consider myself to be very inventive. I'm very innovative, meaning that I could see things, a need in the marketplace, and ask myself how I can make that a little bit better, right? How can I have a new spin or new way of market this, or add a new feature to it, and you bring it to the marketplace, right? Or I see there are so many products and services, but there's this gap in between. There's this need that's not being fulfilled. It's not a brand new technology, but it is a need that's not being fulfilled. Then I come out with interesting or different and unusual ideas, approach to satisfy the needs in this particular space. That's, to me, that's being innovative, not just inventive.
The ability to attract and motivate great people is critical to the success of a company, because a company is it's a group of people that are assembled to create a product or service. That's the purpose of a company. People sometimes forget this elementary truth. And so if you're able to get great people to join the company and work together towards a common goal, and you sort of have a relentless sense of perfection about that goal, then you will end up with a great product.
Business is a team sport. Now, in the beginning of your career as an entrepreneur, maybe you're doing everything yourself. I was doing everything myself, right? I was doing the bookkeeping, I was selling, I was doing the fulfillment, I was meeting with the customers, I was doing everything a business owner needs to do to keep his business running. However, as you grow, really what Elon Musk is saying is, it is a group of people having share the same values, having a vision, and doing something together. But the key is, how do you attract good people? People come to me and ask me all the time, how do you build such a great team? Like, I cannot attract good people. I don't know why. Like, somehow I don't have enough good people within my company. I always tell them, well, chances are, if you don't have good people within your company, you're a lousy leader. It's a lack of leadership. So the question is not so much how do you find good people. The question is, how do you create an organization? How do you become a leader that people want to follow? How do you create a company that people would want to work for you and work with you as a team? That's a very big difference. It starts right here. Not externally, not the marketplace, but right here.
We have a really talented team now, so I just want to emphasize that sometimes in fact, most of the time I get way too much credit or attention for what I do. I'm just like the visible element, but the reason those companies are successful is because we have extremely talented people like ourselves that are making it happen.
Entrepreneurship is not a one-man endeavor. It's very, very true, right? Because as one person, how much leverage could you have? With me, although everything is very much personal brand driven, just like Elon Musk, I am the visible element. I am the spokesperson for my brand. But Team Dan Lok is not just Dan Lok. I play my part, right? A small part, but the success of the company, it actually involves a lot of people. Involves a lot of partnerships, involves a lot of talent, right? It's not just one person. Although you see the brand, but really it's the people within the organization that makes the company work. The problem is a lot of entrepreneurs, what prevents them from going to the next level is that they are control freaks. Meaning that they want to control every aspect of the business. They want to micromanage instead of empowering the people, inspiring the people, giving them the power, giving them the authority, giving them the space to make decisions and do great things. They want to get their hands in everything. They want to micromanage because they want that control. But really, that comes from lack of self-esteem and lack of trust. And if you don't trust your team, how could you empower them to help you to grow this great company? It's impossible.
There's a friend of mine who's got a great saying about creating a company, which is trying to build a company and have it succeed is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. So, I mean, what tends to happen is it's sort of quite exciting for the first several months of starting a company.
Yeah.
And then reality sets in, things don't go as well as planned, customers aren't signing up, the technology or the product isn't working as well as you thought. And then that can sometimes be compounded by a recession, and it can be very, very painful for several years. So I think, frankly, starting a company, I would advise people to have a high pain tolerance.
Many years ago, I had a conversation with my mentor, Dan Pena, and he asked me the question, Dan, what do you think is the number one quality of a successful entrepreneur? And I would tell him, it is idea, it is a be able to have a new technology or better pricing, or you need a team, or you need to be smart, or you need to have a good education. I gave him a lot of different answers. And he said, nope, none of those, all those are good qualities, but none of those is the most important quality of an entrepreneur, of a successful entrepreneur. He said the most important quality of a successful entrepreneur is the ability to endure pain for a long period of time, which is what Elon Musk is saying. You have to have high pain tolerance. You see someone who is successful like Elon Musk, and you see the glory, but you don't see the blood, sweat, and tears, working for years without any results, working for years without any praise or recognition, right? When you read a magazine from a business magazine, you see the people who make it to the cover of the magazine. You don't see the millions that died. You don't see the millions that lost all their money and the companies or went bankrupt. You don't see that. You only see the glamour side of entrepreneurship. And that's the problem sometimes with, I believe, social media. You see the glory, but you don't see the guts. Most people, they give up too soon, right? They don't have the tenacity. They don't have high pain tolerance. Right? Yeah, first few months is great. You've got a great idea. As I always say, all of my problems in life started off as a great idea, right? You have this idea and you think you're gonna do it, then all these things just kicked in, recession, problem, technology, customers, on and on and on and on, your team. Like, that's what makes an entrepreneur successful. Having that pain tolerance, right? Be able to deal with stress, be able to deal with anxiety, be able to deal with rejection, be able to deal with pain. That's a difficult part.
I think there's maybe there are definitely some good schools out there, but I think some of the mistakes, at least in my opinion, that I see being made in education is that the teachers do not explain why kids are being taught a subject. Just sort of get dumped into math and like, well, why are you learning math? What's the point of this? This seems like some, for some people, like maybe it's I don't know why I'm being asked to do these strange problems. But the why of things is extremely important, because our brain has evolved to discard information that it thinks has no relevance. So then, if on the one hand you're being asked to memorize or learn, say, formulas, but you do not know why this is the case, then you have this cognitive dissonance of, it seems irrelevant, but I'm being told to remember it, so I'll be punished. So So I better remember it. But so the why of things is very important, and then picking kind of a problem, and then using various educational tools to solve that problem, like using math or physics or economics to solve that problem, is far more engaging than teaching the tools. It's the difference between if you say, well, we're going to take apart this engine and see how it works and put it back together again. And then in order to take the engine apart, we need wrenches and screwdrivers and a winch and Allen keys and whatnot. And then in the course of solving the problem of taking the engine apart and putting it back together, you learn about wrenches and screwdrivers and all the tools that you need. And then now you understand the relevance.
Now, formal education doesn't necessarily guarantee you success in life. Formal education is just formal education. The challenge with a lot of students or people going through school is they think that if I have that degree or I have that diploma or I have that MBA, then my life is set. Well, is that the case? Comment below. But that may not be the case. Now, I didn't graduate from university. I don't have a degree, right? I don't have a lot of formal education, but I do have a lot of self-education, right? I've read a lot of books. I've had great mentors in my life. I've learned from a lot of different people. So just because if you don't have a formal education, it doesn't mean that you will not succeed. If anything, now I subscribe to the principle, it's what I call in-time learning. Meaning you learn something that it's in time, that is something you can implement right now. Not going to school, not learning a subject that, well, how am I going to implement this? When am I ever going to use this? What I'm learning right now? Maybe never. Instead of learning something, acquiring skills, acquiring knowledge that you can use right now and get results. More importantly, to get feedback so you can go out there and learn more. Learn what is necessary to take your career, to take your business, to take your income to the next level.
I do try to optimize the productivity of every given day. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, like where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I think that's probably the single best bit of advice, is just constantly be thinking about how you could do things better.
The last rule is to have a feedback loop. A better way to say this is listen to your customers, listen to your clients, listen to your prospects. What do they want? What frustrations do you have? Are you listening? Are you understanding about their needs? How can you solve their problems better than anybody else? How can you fulfill their needs better than anybody else? That's what business is about. Business is about understanding what the marketplace wants. Have that feedback loop, right? Nowadays, even you co-create the product where you actually work with the customers to create something that is for them. This way, they will like it more, they're more likely to refer, and they'll buy more from you. So there you go. Those are the top 9 rules for success from Elon Musk. Comment below if there are other people that you want me to comment on, that you want me to share with you their rules of success. I love doing these type of videos. And also go watch this video that I've done for Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's top 9 rules of success. Go ahead, click on that.